Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on the old show today, Rolls-Royce is in the news for an odd situation, or at least odd in my mind. I would never have ever dreamed that Rolls-Royce would have been thinking about building a sport utility vehicle. Apparently they've been playing around with some sketches trying to think about the feasibility of Rolls-Royce having a sport ute. Now, this, oddly enough, is probably a little bit more to do with China, as the Chinese market is got a lot of expendable cash right now, not to mention their just absolute outright love for luxury vehicles and sport utility vehicles. So this is going to be very, very interesting to see just what exactly Rolls-Royce has up their sleeve on this deal. So we'll keep you in tune to what comes of this in the future. Rumors continue to float about a new Honda S2000, but it's going to be all different than the S2000. Talking about maybe a mid-engine sports car in its place instead of the long, sleek, long-nosed hood and the convertible top version that was the outgoing S2000 that was with us many, many years ago. Kind of odd that it would be the spiritual successor to this vehicle, other than the 2-liter normally aspirated 4-cylinder engine that revved up there to 9,000 RPMs. But be very, very interesting to see what Honda's got going on. But a lot of outlets are reporting on this rumor, so there may be a little bit of smoke to go, or a little bit of fire maybe to go with that smoke that's been floating all over the place about this. We'll keep you in tune on this as well. Now, switching to Chrysler. Chrysler's actually ramping up production of their brand new 9-speed transmission. The demand has been up, and they're getting ready to really ramp up production. They're wanting that production to be upwards of around 100,000 units per year out of their Indiana plant. And sticking with the transmission side of things, Volkswagen, the German auto manufacturer, is actually looking at developing a brand new DSG 10-speed transmission. Yes, they continue to get more and more gears each and every year. I can remember when we were stalled for so long, 6 speeds used to be a big deal, and 5 speeds were the kind of norm. And then sadly, it wasn't that long ago, 15, 16, 17 years ago. Well, now we're all the way up to the 10 speeds, apparently. Volkswagen's actually starting to develop this transmission as we speak to replace their DSG 6-speed transmission. Now, the unit sounds pretty doggone beefy, too, as they're expecting this thing to be able to handle 370 foot-pounds of torque. So it's not going to be too shabby, and it'll be very, very exciting to see this particular transmission, especially maybe in the GTI or that new R400 maybe. I think maybe making a little bit too much smoke for that one, but you never know. That would be a very cool piece. Next up on the list, well, rumors continue to float about Toyota possibly breaking ties with Tesla. A weirdo situation where Tesla was actually supplying battery and EV technology to Toyota for an EV RAV4, but apparently the RAV4 has been cut from production because of lack of sales. Now, there's a lot of other rumors going in the other direction where a lot of folks are saying, no, wait a minute. Actually, Tesla and Toyota are strengthening their bond between the two of them. But then on the other hand, there's a lot of folks saying that they're cutting ties completely. It'll be a weird situation moving forward. We'll keep you in tune on whether this deal is true or not, whether this is going in one direction or the other. And sticking with Tesla for a wee bit, Tesla is getting a special deal when you buy a Tesla Model S in China. You get free license plates. Now, for a lot of us around the world, free license plate don't sound like a huge deal, but in China alone, these vehicles are actually, or I should say these plates, are very, very expensive. The equivalent of $15,000 just for a set of plates, and they only sell a certain amount of them every year. And because of the pollution that's been going on quite heavily in some of the bigger towns in and around China, they're actually looking for these EVs to try to clear up the air And one of the ways of doing it is giving away free plates to the first 3,000. And they made a special little loophole for the folks over at Tesla to get in on this deal. But for the first 3,000 Teslas sold over the next several months, you'll be able to get free license plates in the Republic of China. And last up on the list, in a bizarre situation of something that doesn't seem to ever end, then the sad situation that happened in the last seconds of Roger Rodas's and actor Paul Walker's life. When the crash happened almost 6 months ago, that claimed the life of these two fellas, and we've had the whole investigation, everything go on. Well, apparently now Roger Rodas's widow, Christine Rodas, is now apparently suing Porsche of North America. Now, she's claiming that the vehicle has actually been designed, flaws in this particular vehicle, not to mention suspension design flaws that tended to, resulted in the crash that took the life of these two fellows. In a weirder situation even more than this, she's actually claiming that the impact zone where, at least the officials that actually did the investigation were claiming the car was doing upwards of 80 to 90 miles an hour, she's claiming the thing did 88 kilometers an hour, which is right around 55 miles an hour. Not a huge amount of difference in speed, and far be it that the actual speed limit around that area was only 45 anyway, so the vehicle was still at least breaking the speed limit. Going to be very interesting if she's even got anything to go with on this particular deal, especially because the investigation has gone in a different direction, at least as far as the speed was concerned. So we'll wait and see what comes of this deal. And obviously, in her situation, she probably had to do something anyway. So this is going to be a difficult situation because obviously it's been a sad situation with the death of these two fellows. But we'll keep you in tune to what goes on in this particular lawsuit as it moves forward. And it has been all over the interwebs over the past several days. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. If you want to jump on over to the Facebook page and like us over there, we'd appreciate it. Also, if you want to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time. Get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.